Hey, it's Steve Wilkenhoff here, and in this video lesson, we're going to look at how you can know if you're creating the financial results you want before they ever show up in your bank account or on a profit and loss statement. So let's start by looking at a problem most business owners have, and it's that they really want to make it seem a lot harder than it really needs to be. Creating the financial results you want really is quite simple. Not always easy, but it's simple, and you have to be on guard and avoid making it more complicated than it has to be. So, the way to create a specific financial result is what I call failing forward. And by that, I mean you have to try things and experiment to get to the financial result you want. And the quicker you try those things and discard the ones that aren't working, and the quicker you know they're not working, the faster you get to where you want to get. And you also reduce your risk because you can try anything if you can quickly determine that it's not going to work without risking a month or a quarter or a year of bad financial results. And it's important to realize that guessing isn't testing. A lot of business owners will say, well, I'm going to try this ad campaign, or I'm going to try this marketing result, or this marketing campaign, or I'm going to try this whatever. And they'll guess, and then they'll wait until it shows up on a profit loss, and then they'll scratch their head and say, well, I guess that didn't really work. The problem is if you rely on guesswork alone, you can never control the creation of your financial results because it puts you back in that taker mode we talked about in previous lessons, where you're going to try stuff, you're going to guess, and you're going to wait to see it on a financial statement. So what you need to know is what your critical success factors are, or your CSFs. And all a critical success factor is one of a small number of things that you absolutely have to get right in your business to create the financial results you want in the way you want to create them. One of the best ways to do that is what I call a cycle map. And that's simply something that looks like this. And every one of those numbers is a step in the cycle of your business. So you start by assuming when a customer first comes into contact with your business. And then you follow through and you note down each one of the steps that happen. So maybe they phone in, then maybe they book an appointment, and then from that appointment they come in to meet with you. And from that you determine what they need. Maybe you prepare a report, maybe you prepare a proposal, maybe you sell them something. What happens after that? Then you deliver that product and service. Then you probably invoice them, or maybe you got paid up front, and so on, all the way around, and you map out your entire cycle of interaction with your customer from the time they are a lead and first come in contact with you till the time they are a repeat customer who comes back frequently. And that's a cycle map. And what you'll find when you do that is there's some really important things that have to happen. And they're very similar for almost every business. For example, every business needs to get customers, needs to retain customers, needs to sell products and services to customers, and needs to make sure those products and services are good and fulfill what the customer wants them to do. So that's what you need to do, and you start by mapping out your critical success factors. Let's give you an example. Suppose you're a wedding photographer. Well, this could be an example of what a critical success factor mapping or a cycle map looks like for a wedding photographer. Well, you get the inquiry call comes in, then they get directed to a website, then they come in and do a presentation, then they book the wedding date, you get a deposit, then you prepare for the date, then you show up at the date, then you capture the wedding day, you do all the processing and the photography, you prepare a viewing where you sit down with the couple, you book the viewing, you actually conduct the viewing, you go through the package options and the framing options, then you prepare the package, then you present the package, and then they pay you the balance that they owe you. And this is a real example from a wedding photographer, and this is how a cycle map looks. Right now, right in here, now from the cycle map, let's identify the critical success factors. Getting clients. These steps right here all contribute towards getting that client. Critical success factor of your wedding photographer is make darn sure you show up the right day, the right time, and fully prepared. And you prepare the pictures well, or you process them well. Another critical success factor. Another one would be making sure that you get the package done well and you present it well so you can maximize the value to the business of the package you sell to that couple. And then another critical success factor, making sure you present the package, you finalize it, and you get paid in a timely fashion. So once you've identified your critical success factors, now we're getting at the heart of being able to track our actual financial results before they hit the bank account. And we do that through what's called key performance indicators. And like gauges on the dashboard in your car, they are simply things that tell you how well you're doing right now at achieving your critical success factors. So let's look at an example again using a wedding photographer. Suppose they get 1,000 inquiries in a year and they make 250 presentations to potential wedding couples and they book 24 weddings a year. So you can see there, that's a call conversion rate of 25% and a presentation conversion rate or a close rate of 10%. Now those are KPIs because this wedding photographer can try different things. And let's say they make this amount of money. So at the end of the year, the average package is $4,000, they make $96,000. Now our wedding photographer wants to make $124,000, assume. So they're going to start trying things. Remember we talked about failing forward and trying? But we don't want to risk the farm and make less than the 94 we've been making, 94,000 in a year. So what we can do, try something and check. We don't have to wait for 1,000 inquiries. We can do 10 or we can do 20. We can track it week by week and day by day. But if our call conversion rate is higher than the 24% we've been getting, in this example it's 31%, perfect. We're on track to make the money we want. Even if our presentations conversion rate or close rate still stays at 10%, we're going to end up booking 31 weddings at $4,000, which is going to give us the 124. Now, suppose we do something else and let's leave call conversion rate at 25%, just like it was. But suppose our wedding photographer changes how they present to the potential couple and their conversion close rate goes up to 12.4% instead of the 10. They're still going to book 31 weddings now, which they would have identified. Remember a few lessons ago where we figured out what you need to fulfill your dream lifestyle, what the one financial result is, what the business model has to look like? This is getting to the heart of it now, because our wedding photographer knows that he or she needs 31 weddings at $4,000 each, and now they have the KPIs, call conversion rate, presentation conversion rate, that they can track. And as long as they're hitting the targets for call conversion rate and presentation conversion rate, they're confident they're going to create that $124,000 income by the end of the year without waiting until the end of the year happens.